Connor McDavid actually might be going to the Montreal Canadiens. If McDavid were to leave Edmonton, the Canadiens would be one of the few teams on his preferred list. Also, he was just in Montreal and he's touring neighborhoods in Montreal to live in. Why is he touring neighborhoods to live in Montreal? Why? The Rangers are another team that he's looking at, but there's no way he goes there. If I ever see Connor McDavid in a Montreal Canadiens jersey, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Connor McDavid's name is once again dominating NHL headlines, but this time it isn't because of a playoff performance, a contract update, or a blockbuster trade. Instead, the latest wave of speculation started because of someone much closer to him, his wife, Lauren Kyle McDavid. What appeared to be a simple trip to Montreal suddenly turned into one of the biggest NHL rumors of the offseason. Fans started connecting dots, social media exploded with theories, and before long, people were talking about the possibility of Connor McDavid leaving Edmonton for Montreal. But how much of this story is actually true? And why did such a small event create such a massive reaction across the hockey world? Today, we're breaking down everything that happened, how the rumor started, why Montreal fans became excited, and whether there is any real reason to believe Connor McDavid could one day leave the Edmonton Oilers. Heading 1. How the Montreal rumor started. The entire story began during Formula One weekend in Montreal. Social media users started sharing claims that Connor McDavid had been spotted in the city. Normally, a superstar visiting a major city would not create much attention, but this is Connor McDavid we're talking about. Every move he makes is watched closely, especially now that questions continue to surround Edmonton's future and the team's ability to finally win a Stanley Cup. Once the reports started spreading, fans quickly began adding their own theories. Some claimed McDavid was looking at luxury homes. Others suggested he was secretly exploring the possibility of living in Montreal in the future. Within hours, what started as a simple sighting turned into a full-scale trade discussion. The Canadiens fan base, always dreaming about landing a generational superstar, immediately jumped into the conversation. Sports pages, fan forums, and hockey podcasts all started discussing the possibility. The problem was that there was one major issue with the story. Connor McDavid was reportedly not even the person in Montreal. According to reports, the individual visiting the city was Lauren Kyle McDavid. She had traveled to Montreal after receiving an invitation to attend an event. That was the entire explanation. There were no reports of house hunting, no confirmed meetings, and no evidence of any connection to a future move. Yet instead of calming the situation, that detail somehow made the speculation even bigger. The story had already gained momentum, and once NHL fans get excited about a potential blockbuster scenario, it becomes very difficult to stop the conversation. Heading 2. Why fans immediately connected Montreal to McDavid. To understand why this rumor exploded so quickly, you have to understand the unique relationship between Montreal and superstar players. The Canadiens are one of the most historic franchises in professional sports. Their fan base is passionate, demanding, and always searching for the next superstar capable of bringing another championship to the city. Over the years, countless elite players have been connected to Montreal through rumors, speculation, and wishful thinking. Last year it was Sidney Crosby. Before that, other star players found themselves linked to the Canadiens despite little evidence supporting the stories. Connor McDavid is simply the latest example. But unlike most stars, McDavid is considered the best player in the world. That makes every rumor involving him feel much bigger. Fans know that opportunities to acquire a player of his caliber almost never happen. So, when even the smallest clue appears, people pay attention. Another reason the speculation gained traction is the uncertainty surrounding Edmonton's future. The Oilers have built their entire organization around McDavid. They have enjoyed regular season success and deep playoff runs, but the pressure to win a Stanley Cup continues to grow every year. Whenever a superstar spends years chasing a championship without reaching the ultimate goal, rumors naturally begin to appear. Fans and media members start wondering what could happen if things don't work out. Could he eventually consider another city? Could another franchise make a bold move? These questions create the perfect environment for speculation. As a result, Even a simple visit by his wife became enough for people to imagine scenarios that have no real evidence behind them. Montreal fans were not reacting to facts. They were reacting to possibility. And when the player involved is Connor McDavid, possibility alone can become a headline. Heading 3. The reality of the situation and what happens next. When we separate the facts from the rumors, the actual story becomes much simpler. There is currently no evidence that Connor McDavid toured homes in Montreal. There is no evidence that he plans to leave Edmonton. There is no evidence that trade discussions have taken place between the Oilers and Canadiens. In fact, the entire rumor appears to have originated from mistaken assumptions about who was visiting Montreal in the first place. The strongest statement from reports covering the situation was also the simplest. That's it. There was no secret meeting. There was no hidden message. There was only a visit by Lauren Kyle McDavid for an event in the city. However, that does not mean the conversation will disappear anytime soon. Connor McDavid remains the biggest name in hockey, and until his long-term future is completely settled, speculation will continue. Every offseason creates opportunities for rumors to emerge. Every public appearance becomes a talking point. Every social media post becomes something fans analyze. That is the reality of being the face of the NHL. For Oilers fans, the most important takeaway is that there is currently no reason to panic. McDavid remains the centerpiece of the franchise, and Edmonton continues to focus on building a championship contender around him. For Canadiens fans, the dream remains exactly that, a dream. While imagining Connor McDavid in a Montreal jersey may be exciting, there is currently nothing substantial connecting him to the organization. At least for now, this story appears to be another example of off-season speculation growing far beyond the facts. It serves as a reminder of just how powerful rumors can become when they involve the biggest star in hockey. One social media post, one misunderstood visit, and one superstar name were enough to create headlines across the NHL world. Whether future developments change, that reality remains to be seen. But at this moment, Connor McDavid remains an Edmonton Oiler, and the Montreal rumor appears to be nothing more than summer smoke. Oyutiaro, what do you think? Was this simply another off-season rumor that got out of control, or do you believe there could eventually be a connection between Connor McDavid and the Montreal Canadiens? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest NHL news, trade rumors, and updates.